Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Book Flash Podcast. I'm Jeff, and as always, I'm here with Lisa. How's it going, Lisa?
I'm feeling pumped today, Jeff. I'm especially excited for today's episode because we're diving into a book that's all about mental toughness and pushing your limits. David Goggins Can't Hurt Me.
Oh, absolutely. If you want to talk about overcoming adversity, Goggins is the guy to listen to. This book is packed with lessons on how to break through mental barriers, embrace pain, and truly unlock your potential.
Yeah, Goggins doesn't sugarcoat anything. He lays it all out there, his tough childhood, the struggles he faced, and how he turned his life around. And it all starts with one powerful mindset shift, callousing your mind. Jeff, how do you think this idea resonates with people?
It's huge. Goggins talks about putting yourself in uncomfortable situations on purpose so you can build mental toughness. It's like working out for your brain. The more you face difficult situations, the more resilient you become. Let me ask our listeners, how often do you deliberately do things that are hard, just to grow? Think about it.
Exactly. And that brings us to one of his most famous concepts, the 40% rule. This idea blew my mind. When we think we've reached our limit, we've really only hit 40% of what we're capable of. Jeff, have you ever hit that point where you thought you were done, but somehow pushed through?
Oh yeah, definitely. And that's when you realize just how much more you have left in the tank. Goggins says that if you can push past that mental wall, you'll find a whole new level of strength. So let's throw it out to the audience. What's something you gave up on too early that you might have been able to push through? Drop us a comment.
Love that. Goggins also talks about the accountability mirror. This one's intense standing in front of the mirror and confronting yourself with brutal honesty. No excuses. Just raw, unfiltered truth about what you need to work on. Jeff, how do you think that level of accountability can change someone's life?
It's powerful. Goggins says if you can be radically honest with yourself, you can make real progress. Most of us shy away from our weaknesses, but when you face them head on, that's when change happens. How about you, listeners? What's one truth you need to confront in your life?
That's deep. And it's not just about confronting yourself. It's about taking action afterward. Goggins doesn't just reflect, he takes that accountability and does something about it. Like when he talks about his Navy SEAL training. He failed multiple times, but he kept going. Jeff, what do you think about the idea of failing forward?
I love that. Goggins is the definition of resilience. He didn't see failure as the end, he saw it as part of the journey. Every failure taught him something that brought him closer to success. And let's be real, how many times do we give up after the first failure? What if we stuck with it like Goggins?
That's a great question. Goggins' mindset around embracing pain and suffering is another big theme. He doesn't just endure pain, he thrives in it. He calls it taking souls when you outwork everyone around you, even when they think you're done. How can we adopt that mentality in our daily lives?
It's about going the extra mile, even when no one expects you to. It's not about showing off. It's about proving to yourself that you can go further than you ever thought possible. So, listeners, what's one area of your life where you can push a little harder? Maybe it's your fitness, your work, or even your personal goals.
Exactly. And speaking of personal goals, Goggins talks about the power of visualization. He used this tool to imagine himself succeeding even before he actually did. Jeff, how important do you think visualization is for achieving big goals?
Visualization is key. It gives you a mental roadmap, so when you hit obstacles, you've already seen yourself overcoming them. It's like pre-programming your brain for success. So, listeners, if you haven't started visualizing your goals yet, give it a try. Picture yourself already achieving what you're working toward.
I love that. And one of the last points we can't forget is letting go of what you can't control. Goggins talks about this a lot, focusing on what you can change and letting go of the rest. It's so easy to get caught up in things outside our control, right?
Absolutely. He's all about taking responsibility for your life, but at the same time, understanding that not everything is in your hands. You control your effort, your mindset, your actions. The rest? You let it go. So, listeners, what's one thing you're holding on to that you need to release?
That's a great question to reflect on. Goggins' message is powerful, and it's all about taking ownership of your life, pushing past your limits, and building resilience. If you haven't read Can't Hurt Me, we highly recommend it. It'll challenge you in ways you didn't think possible.
Definitely. And remember, you're capable of so much more than you think. Whether it's physical challenges, mental barriers, or emotional struggles, you have the power to push through. Thanks for joining us today for this incredible discussion on Can't Hurt Me.
As always, don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments and let us know how you're pushing your limits this week. And make sure to tune in next time for Day 17 of the Book Flash podcast. We'll see you then.